Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Melanated N Business. It is me, just Joci, and I am here with our guest for the hour, Mr. Juan Haircuts Yates. Welcome, sir.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. You good? How you doing this day?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
You in the shop, got your ambiance set up. Got all your merchandise on. I see
you. you got to market. It's all the time, 24/7. You got
24/7. It is a job. It is definitely a job.
It's definitely a job.
So definitely for the people, huh?
I said it's definitely a job.
And it ain't easy like social media make it look.
No.
So for the people who do not know you, introduce yourself and your business to us.
My name is Juan Yates. I am the owner of True Reflections, LLC, and out of Northern Virginia, the DMV. I'm from Kentucky. Living, loving life.
That's what's up. So before we get into your interview, I want people to know who you were while they're looking at the screen. Who is this person? You probably like, where is TaWanda with the T? TaWanda will be joining us a little later. We're going to send some prayers out. Her daughter had an accident a few minutes before the show was airing. So she's taking care of that and handling that. But she will definitely be here with us a little later. So send your prayers up and out to her and her family, making sure that everyone is safe on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday. So, Mr. Yates, I understand you are a licensed master barber and instructor. Now, we all know what an instructor is, but what is a master barber? What is that, the difference between that and just a regular barber who's going to do my eyebrows and line up the back of my neck?
A master barber has more hours than a regular barber. Normally, a master barber has a few hours in cosmetology as well, which only a barber's license really just covers barbering. So we learned a little bit about the skin, the nails, the hair, facial muscles, different muscles in the cranium and things like that.
Now, was that always the goal, or did you decide later, like, I'm going to increase on my skills and add a couple more hours and put this under my belt?
Well, actually, when I went to barber school, you didn't really have no choice. So when I went to barber school in like 2001, we were called barber stylists, and we needed 1,500 hours to become a licensed barber. And over the years, they cut back on the hours needed to get your barber's license, and then they just added hours onto it to advance your license. So because I was already over in my hours, I kind of just was grandfathered into the master barber.
Okay.
And then I had to go back again and get more education to become an instructor.
Got it. Now, at what point did you become an instructor?
Like what year or what you mean?
Yeah, like how long after you been a barber did you say, you know what, I want to start teaching?
I was a barber for about 10 years, just cutting hair for about 8 to 10 years. And then that's when I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just actually I started teaching in the juvenile correction facility. and I wanted to win the bid, so I wanted more license than any other barber. So that was my kind of like my strategic strategy, is to get more license than the average barber. And then once I got that right there, they allowed me to start mentoring inside of the correctional facilities for the state.
But that's dope. How'd you even get that? I didn't even know that regular barbers could get contracts to cut hair inside of state facilities.
I actually started cutting one of the wardens for a facility, and I was his personal barber. And he was just talking one day, and he was like, "Hey man, have you ever thought about winning contracts with the state?" I was like, "Nah, never knew nothing about it." And he pretty much was like, "Hey, it's a contract for everything out here that's government funded." And from there, I just took it and ran with it.
That's what's up. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, like, it's pretty cool.
So, do you still have that program? Are you still in the mentoring or in the program within the state?
No, right now because of COVID, no one's in it. No one's really allowed to come in and out of those facilities like that. So since COVID, I've been pretty much out.
Okay. So you started just a regular barber, going to the barbershop. You had a chair. How did that expand into True Reflections?
I always just trying to overcome adversity. It just seemed like it was always something in my way. And I figured, just to quit so much in my way, I had to go ahead and do my own. Honestly, I never even wanted my own business. Never even had a vision of my own business. It was just that people kept on shutting doors in my face. And I was just like, man, I'm sick of this. And then once again, I just took something and ran with it.
So you started, is this the location that you're at now? Has this been your only location, or you've gradually progressed into the location you're at now?
Well, this is my first location. So yeah, I would say this. Well, no, I've had another. Well, this is my first location. I also own a beauty salon as well.
Okay.
As my second location. So, but yeah, overall, this is my first one.
So you have the barbershop and then you have the beauty salon, separate entities, separate locations. Mm-hmm. It's not like one is next door to each other.
They're in the same plaza. They was in the same plaza, but I actually let the beauty salon go. That was a lot of work.
It's yeah. Women is a lot. Working with women is a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Hey, a couple men, they come, they go, they do what they're supposed to do. Women got a little bit extra.
Yeah. And then like my salon was I had women from Ghana in there first, and then I also hired American women. So the two culture differences was really difficult to get them to mesh together, and then for me to kind of be the one, always being the one in the middle, trying to keep everything level. It was a lot.
So what was your takeaway from that experience? Because I'm sure you learned a lot dealing with the different culture.
Definitely in business, you got to do something that you're passionate doing, not just because you can do it. Because when you're not really passionate in that, then when the trials and tribulations come, it's just overwhelming.
I would have to agree. And a lot of people do what they're good at, but that's not always their passion. And sometimes it's somebody else told you were good at it. You know what I mean? It's not that thing that you realize you like. It's just somebody was like, you're kind of good at this. And it's like, yeah, but it ain't something I want to do all the time. If that makes sense.
Right. And then, I'm not really, I don't really like all the drama and all that extra stuff. So it's a lot. Working with men and working with women is totally different. Men are hard, but women are harder. But it's to each his own, though.
I got anything men would be hard.
I mean, you dealing with testosterone.
Egos and pride.
Yeah, egos, definitely. Yeah. But I mean, it's a part of what comes with everything, being a leader, part of leadership. So you just got to find out what you're good and what you're willing to deal with and go from there.
So True Reflections, how'd you come up with that name?
Looking in the mirror, you know, that's when you when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna see the truth, regardless of what anyone sees, regardless of whatever you tell anyone, you know the truth when you look in the mirror and you look at yourself. So that was pretty much the spin-off of it. Just accepting who you are, accepting everything that you see, and just being happy with it.
But True Reflections is not your regular barbershop, right? Y'all like cream of the crop, top tier level going on over there. What's some of the services you have that you offer over at the barbershop?
We do everything from facial massages. We do facials. We do enhancements. Pretty much anything that you can think of that's in a male grooming salon outside of nails.
Now, what are enhancements?
Oh man, in Atlanta, y'all do a lot of enhancements. Hair enhancements is like the dye to make your beard real sharp, your hairline's real sharp, and stuff like that.
Okay, so do you do hair implants?
No.
Okay.
No. Not yet.
But it's coming.
It's coming, definitely. That's the new wave, so definitely it's coming.
Now, is everyone in the shop trained to do the same services, or do you have particular barbers who do certain things, or do you do only the advanced services? Because I saw the video and you guys was like washing hair and like everything.
Yeah, pretty much everyone trains under me, so I get everyone pretty much to the same level, and everyone can just dig in and just go.
Now, going back to, well, before I go there, so we were talking about passions, right? And has being a barber always been something you wanted to do, or is it kind of just like you kind of found your niche, or you liked it, or you was trying something different? How did you become a barber?
I used to work at the dollar store, and I got fired from the dollar store. I had lied on my application for my criminal history, whatever, and I lost my job. Told my wife I lost my job, and she said, "You're gonna have to figure something out. You ain't gonna sit in the house all day long, and if you can't get a job at the dollar store, I don't know what you're gonna do." So she's like, "You need to find a school to go to," and I just picked barbering.
And look at that! Look at you! Look how a little 5 foot got you all together over there. So that's one of the adversities that we deal with in our community. How do you feel about that? How, what lesson did you learn from taking your whatever led you to your criminal history to where you are now, that path and that journey, or what is something that you would tell another Black man who feels, like he kind of losing out right now?
And mistakes are hard to correct, but it can be corrected, but it's definitely hard to correct. So, if you can stay out of it, that's the best way, is to stay out of it. It's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up, and it's hard to get yourself out.
And it travels with you.
And it stays with you, regardless. It stays with you.
That is true indeed. So tell me more about your, I understand you have a mentorship program. How did you birth that? How did that create? Is that the one that stemmed from the correctional facility, or is this a completely different program?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much my own program, and it's just me always trying to find young barbers that just need some help and some guidance. And that's one thing that I enjoy, is to take barbers that was just like me at one time and help them be successful. So a lot of times they
you're frozen. Okay, you're good.
A lot of times they find me, and then I just kind of weave out on who I think is really, really, really passionate about it, and I just pick and choose and go from there.
And at what age does it start?
Well, my son is probably the youngest. I think he started like 16 on up. I mean, I've had him from 16 to um 50, 54 years old. Yeah.
That's
So
kind of awesome. So it's not just, young boys. You are mentoring your fellow, like men.
yes, I had one. I've had one get out of prison under my mentorship program, so that was pretty cool too.
And he was able to come work at the shop, or he went elsewhere.
Yeah, he came in. He worked at the shop. He worked out with us for a while until he got back on his feet, and he ended up moving to another shop that was more his speed and for where he was at. But as of right now, he's doing very well for himself.
That's
So
what's up.
definitely happy about that. Definitely.
So that leads me into, how do you feel about the barbershop being such a pillar in the Black community? Of positivity and just an environment where growth and is necessary.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, because the barbershop the minority barbershop can be tricky. So you can get a little bit of both. You know what I mean? You can get some positive stuff, and you can get some barbershops that has no positivity in them as well. So we definitely have a bad. We definitely have like a bad mark on the Black barbershop, because a lot of Black barbershops are not ran like a business first.
Okay.
So it's kind of like that both. It's the give and the get. So I really don't know how to put that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of barbershops that people look at them as a pillar in the community, but they're not giving out no positive energy.
Okay.
So
I say that because we had a guest on, Lawrence Broom had a guest on, and he was saying that his father had a barbershop, and that it was like, it was all he had known since a little boy, and then everybody knew it, and it was just so positive. And I think that we need more of that in our communities. I know you tend to see it with the barbershops that have been open a long time, and so with yours, you know what I mean, I see that as creating that legacy, you know what I mean, where it's like something positive came out. In 20 years, you're gonna be Mr. Yates, you know what I mean, and you're gonna be the old head, and people gonna remember, bringing my sons and coming in and what you all do for the community. So
how can I put it? Like, barbershops are also still segregated. You got Black people only want go to Black barbershops, and everyone wants to stick with their own in their barbershops. So one of the things that I work very hard in doing is I try to make it to where everyone comes in and everyone is welcome, and then everyone can also learn from everyone in the barbershop. So you might be, from Compton, California, sitting in a chair right next to a guy from Nebraska, and he went on Google and he found the barbershop on Google. He seen the reviews and he showed up. Now now we got a guy that's like, hey man, I never even had a Black guy cut my hair before, and now we got two individuals that's really, networking in the barbershop from two total different cultures.
So you're in Alexandria?
Mm-hmm.
Is that by the base? Are you by the military bases?
I am. I'm right by Fort Belvoir. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm like within 15 minutes of like 3 different military bases in different directions.
So does that help add to your availability for diversity, I guess?
It definitely does. It definitely does. Because a lot of government people, they used to being with everyone, or working with a little bit everyone, and it definitely helps out with the diversity and bringing different people from different cultures into the business.
Is that easier for the barbers who work in the shop, they're locals?
Actually, no, they're not. They're mostly military, or they come into the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody that has that ability to interact, with different cultures and different people, because sometimes that can be a barrier. You're creating a diverse environment, but your staff and your employees aren't able to interact with diverse, different cultures. So it could cause a problem. But you got that covered, I see.
Well, and that's one of the things that I have to go through on my hiring process. Is like I have to go through maybe 10 barbers to find one. And that's what I'm looking for, that positive, spirit in someone that can deal with the adversity. Like you just don't want a barber that just thinks that he knows exactly what he knows and he's just gonna do one thing. It's not gonna work that way.
So how many chairs do you have at the shop?
Now we currently have 4. We used to have 10.
Why the downsize?
Because I feel like we're doing so much better, and we're covering so much more grounds with smaller numbers, less egos, less personalities. It's just a lot easier to do it with quality over quantity.
Okay.
Definitely.
So do you plan on? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's probably one of the biggest things that I'm happy for that I'm doing is downsizing the barbershop.
So when you first started, of course, we all want to go big, right?
Right.
What was that lesson like? What did that look like? How did you deal with that as a new business owner, and then you're dealing with all these new personalities and things you've never experienced? What does that look like for somebody who doesn't know, who's wanting to dip into and expand their, get out their chair and expand and open their own shop?
Well, for me, I was chasing the money. So because I was chasing the money, I was just thinking, hey, if you get 10 chairs, all you need is 10 people and you'll figure it out. And once I figured out that I was doing everything, like I was more stressed out, I was more like unhappy, then I started to realize that, it's not about the money, and it's not about, filling up every single chair with any and everybody. You need to find exactly what it is that you need to, for you to help you to make it to your vision. Simple as that. Like everything ain't for everybody. Everyone is not going to work well with you. Everyone is not going to want to see it all the way to the end. You also got to remember that people only want to work with you for one reason, for most of the time for one reason, is because they can make some money. So, if they're going to be able to make some money from you, then you got to make sure that they're qualified to be with you.
Makes sense. And that's that. And being a barber is quick money. It's definitely like a contract. So it's a safer environment, but you got to hustle. You got to grind. So you got to make sure that you got people in there who are willing to work. You know what I mean? I've been to some barbershops and I'd be like, I've been in here a long time and I ain't seen nobody cutting. Y'all just in here talking, kicking the bobo, go in this back room and come out in 20 minutes. Like, what's really going on? So that kind of adds, I think, to the culture of the barbershop, having that quality people and everything. So,
and exactly what you just said, right? That what you just said adds to the negativity stigma that we have on the barbershop, at least the black barbershop as well.
Yeah. Because it gets, I've been in some, and it's like, my child is in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely can get crazy. And that's what I'm trying to bring back. I'm trying to bring back the old traditional classic barbershop experience with the modern twist to it.
So with that modern twist, what made you decide, like, I'm going to start doing facials and shampoo and hair? That's just not what you regularly think about when you go to the barbershop. did you go somewhere and you seen it, or you just was like, I'm gonna do something different?
A lot of the older clients that I try to market to, a lot of them go to women. A lot of them go to foreign women, Asian, Thailand, and things like that. And I was just always okay, like I understand you're military, I understand you've been all over the world, but now you're back in the U.S. Why are you still going to these foreign women to be groomed instead of coming to a man's barbershop? And when they started telling me why, and the little extra perks that they were getting, back massages, neck massages, getting their ear hairs removed, getting their nose cleaned out, facials. And I'm like, well, I learned all that too. But why ain't I doing it? And then I had so many people working with me that didn't see that vision. I had to say, okay, as long as I have all these people and they don't see the vision, I'm never going to be able to obtain what I see in my head. So that was one of the reasons why I had to downsize the people around me so I can move forward in the direction that I seen in my head that I wanted to go to.
Now, I saw before I go into that, if anyone and our viewers, thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them and we will present them to our guests. If you have any questions, barbershop questions, I don't know, barbershop questions, whatever that look like. what other kind of stuff men ask other men in the barbershop. But yeah, so you've expanded, you've grown, and then you said, hey, I'm gonna go into merchandising. How did the merchandising side come in?
Oh man, it was crazy. I had just I get a lot of people that come through with different small businesses. And a buddy of mine came in one day and he was like, Juan, I brought you some t-shirts. And he gave me a few other people t-shirts. And then next thing I know, people just started coming back in like, hey, my husband wanted a t-shirt, my wife wanted a t-shirt, my son wanted a t-shirt. And then it just took off from there. And then I told the guy, I said, hey, I got a lot of people wanting your merchandise. I'm really not interested in the merchandise, but I know you're trying to start your business, so I can kind of let you grow off my platform. And then he took off so well, and then just here we are now.
So one of our viewers, Mula Barracuda, says ladies should bring kids earlier in the day. Do you agree? How do you feel about that? Do you think that that's part of the going back to the culture thing that I talked about, where in the environment in some of the barbershops, or why would you care to elaborate, Mr. Mula? But you can reflect on that as well.
Well, I mean, like, I think that if it's a good shop, a good business, you can bring them at any time of the day. Like at our shop, you can bring your son in at 8 o'clock in the morning, or you can bring him in at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and the atmosphere and the energy is gonna be the same. And I also teach my barbers. I tell them, they're like DJs. They gotta kind of play with the crowd. So, if it's all grown folks in there and it's grown men and it's grown conversation, then that's fine. But when we get a kid come in or someone that might not be on that same wave, then you got to change the whole pace, just like how a DJ would change the music. And you just roll with it all day long. Hell, if some kids come in throwing cartoons on the TV, when they leave, we throw on ESPN. When you come in the afternoon, we put it on the news. In the morning, we know that you're an investor and you like investing, then we put it on the stock market.
Let's get into it. Go ahead.
So therefore, like for each I guess kind of like time wave of the day that people come in, because normally people come in around the same time all the time. The same, if you come to the barbershop in the morning and you come at 8 o'clock, then we got it to where you already know, hey, at 9 o'clock, when the stock market's open, I'll be in the barbershop. I can get on some stocks real quick, get my hair cut, and then go on to work. The 4:30 afternoon crowd, when they come in, they can watch the news and they can check the traffic and they can say, well, traffic is bad going north to south. I'm in the barbershop, so this is the way that I can alleviate my time without sitting in traffic. So that's kind of just how we do it. We just try and keep it with the crowd. Whatever people want to see, that's we give them what we're salesmen. We're salesmen first and then barbers.
Okay. So getting into this conversation, because what y'all be talking about in there? Women be liking to know what y'all talk about in the barbershop, because the conversations in the barbershop is pretty interesting, I hear.
Our conversations, whatever you bring into the barbershop. Well, you as the guest, when you come in, that's pretty much what we spin off of. And that's what keeps us going all day long, because everyone comes in with a different situation, a different problem, a different reason why, a different something. It's just something. We just spin off of whatever you bring to us. You know, so I really it can be from stocks to getting your grass, to someone cutting your grass.
So what's this new or not new, but what's this certain women, men only bring certain women to the barbershop? What's that about?
Once again, it depends on what shop you going to, what type of shop you going to. Because at our shop, men love bringing their wives to our shop because it allows them to be able to see that they're somewhere that it's okay, it's free, it's a free space. You know, and women love coming to our barbershop. We love them coming in, actually. Because when a woman comes in now, we get that different side of opinion. So it's awesome. That a woman coming in our shop is like the best part of the day. And we make sure we include them in whatever we're talking about.
Nick Martin said, what goes on in the barbershop stays in the barbershop. Oh, so you trying to give me, y'all got a secret code. You trying to give me the political answer. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you for putting me up on game. I see what happened here.
Appreciate that, Nick.
I thought I was about to get the tea. You done gave me some old presidential answer.
But no, on the for real though, even when we have those type of conversations in the barbershop, it is still good to have that woman to come in. Because a lot of times the guy is like, hey, I don't know you anyway, so I want your opinion anyway. So like I said, it still levels off. And then, you know, we all grown. We grown men in here. So, you know, definitely we know how to monitor and keep filters on what we're talking about. And sometimes it does just get that, you know, deep and intense. And still it's good to have a woman in here. Most of the time in the barbershop, it's really a grown man looking for an outlet.
Okay.
That's what it is. He's looking for an outlet, and he's looking for an outlet with people that, you know, that he feels comfortable with talking. You know, like they say on social media, asking for a friend.
Right.
Same difference.
Same thing.
He might come in and you know, tell you a lie, talking about some, man, my friend is going through this, y'all. What you think? We know you talking about you. You know.
You ain't got no friends. We ain't never seen you with nobody.
But it's all good though. We help him help his friend.
That's what's up.
That's what we do.
And that's why men stay so faithful to their barbers.
You know what? That is true. I got one of my clients. He's been firing me. He fires me every week for like the last 13 years. But he say I know too many of his secrets, so he got to keep me around.
Sound about right. Sound about right. And you gotta, you know, you start that relationship somewhere else. So you said men bring women into the barbershop. Is that how you get some of your female clients? I do.
And then, you know, like I said, I'm around a lot of military as well. So, you know, a lot of military women is in the area, and they get short haircuts too. So they kind of come where their coworkers come because they're comfortable knowing that, you know, you got 3 guys from the office. They're all in here. So what better time for me to go is when they're all in, you know? So it definitely works out.
And what services do you offer the women?
We do eyebrows and shampoo. We don't really have a lot of women's services. You know, like only because my wife makes sure that I be fair, but otherwise I really don't have like, you know, but being fair, we do have a few things for the woman.
So Rosalind Yates said, do you shampoo and trim women with natural hair?
Yes, we do all the time. That's my auntie, by the way. Hey, auntie.
Hey, auntie.
Yeah, we do. We do all the time. We have a lot of natural women that come in.
But if I'm not natural, I can still get services. I can still get a shampoo and a trim.
Yep, you can. You definitely can. I mean, we're gonna try. We're gonna do any and everything we can do to accommodate you for whatever you want, as long as we can do it. You know, we're not gonna just try to do something to get your money. We have a salon right next door that's very, very nice as well. So if you come in and we feel like we can't handle it, we just send you next door. We'll refer you next door.
Now I know that you do the male facials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same as a woman facial, or is it a completely different technique and process?
Well, the women's skin is a little bit more sensitive than the man's skin, so most of our products is for a man. So I really wouldn't want to put it on the woman's face because I know that it's a little bit more stronger.
Okay.
But the process would be the same. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to relax the same muscles in the face for male or female. So definitely, it's about the same.
Okay.
You can be a little bit more aggressive on a man than you would a woman, but that's because the facial muscle is a little bit more tense and tight than it would be for a woman anyway.
Now, do you have a brand that you strictly use in your shop, or does everyone use something different?
We use Jack Black.
Is that Black owned?
It's not.
Oh, well, his name was Black, so I just was wondering.
You know, I haven't found a Black owned product line yet that I can keep and be consistent with it, and also kind of go for everyone. Like no matter who it is, it's like that neutral smell.
Okay.
And that's what it's about, kind of like the fragrance. You know, so I wanted something that was kind of like right in between, not too strong, not too soft, but just right in between. And that's one of the best products that I found so far. But I'm open. So if anybody's out there and they know some good products, or they know any Black-owned products, or whatever, I'm open for it.
So is that another part of good hair and skincare is using the same products that your barber use?
Yes, I would say yeah. I would say yeah, but a lot of my products are professional products, and you can't get them.
Okay.
So that's kind of like a strategic, also marketing way as well. It's like, hey, if you want this, and you want this smell, you want this feel, then you can't really go nowhere else and get it but right here.
Got it.
And so I choose stuff that's expensive and kind of hard to get to, but I know how to get to it just to keep me kind of on the tier by myself when it comes to certain products.
To keep the need.
Keep the need, exactly.
Got it.
Keep the need, and like it kind of keeps everything consistent. Keeps everything consistent. You don't want to use this product this week, this product next week, and then kind of bounce all around, because if a client ends up breaking out, he gets any type of rash or anything, you really don't know where it came from because you bounced around on your products a few times. So you kind of lost. But if I do something to you and you break out, you get a rash, I can know like, oh, okay, this is exactly what I use. So next week we're not going to use this, and let's see what happens.
We have another question from Rosalind Yates. She says, have you considered offering men pedicures and manicures?
in our next location, we're going to do that. Our next location is going to be a full grooming lounge. We're going to do pedicures, manicures, facials. We have a wet bar for our champagne, private room, the VIP room. It's gonna be like top tier, next level grooming for men. So we definitely will have all of that real soon.
So speaking of VIP rooms, I'm guessing that's for your private or more high-end celebrity clients.
No, not really. No, not really. Some people just don't want everyone in their face. You know, some people have different kinds of skin rashes or different, hair texture that they're ashamed of. So if they can just be somewhere that's private, they're willing to pay for it.
But you are a celebrity barber.
Would you say so? Okay.
I'm mad that you had to ask her. Hey, baby, am I a celebrity barber? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm a celebrity barber. So how did that come about?
Because when you become their barber, they're not celebrities anymore. They're normal people. So like after a while, you don't even see them as celebrities.
Because the man who's on the private jet flying to cut some hair. I'm thinking that's still in celebrity status.
So when you're cutting someone and you feel like you're cutting a celebrity, that's when you don't do a good job because you're nervous. Your mind is so caught up in the what if. What if I do this? Or what if I do that? What if this? What if that? So then, therefore, your work is not going to be as good if you just be like, hey, I do this every day. You know, different than the guy that I cut with $20 versus you having $20 million. And actually, that's how he wants to be treated. Treat me like I got $20 in my pocket, not $20 million. And once you zone in and you treat him like that, then your work is going to be good. Your interaction is going to be good. Everything is just going to be flawless to where, you guys start to build that relationship and that rapport.
So that kind of just came about. They just walked in the shop one day, or were you out marketing down at the stadium? Like, how did that come about?
One of my favorite people in the industry is Puffy. I like P. Diddy. So I like that fly stuff. You know what I mean? So therefore, me being a barber, if I'm gonna live that fly world, then I gotta target all the people that's doing fly stuff. So that's just kind of where I target my clientele.
Okay.
And that's easy. They're normal people. They're normal people. Once you get past their personal security barrier of them trying to keep people that might harm them or don't have good intentions away from them. Once they realize that you're a good person and you're a barber and they let you in their barrier, they're normal again.
Is that a hard market to target?
If you don't know what you're doing, yes. Because it ain't what you know, it's who you know. So because that rare air is kind of small, once 2 or 3 people start saying, this is a good guy, he's a good person, he's come to my house, or I trust him, or, I fly him out to where I'm at, then someone else is like, hey, well, who is this guy? Can I have it? And he kind of just move through just like that, just off of networking and building relationships.
Cool. So you talked about your upcoming expansion. What else is new on the horizons for True Reflections?
Just really right now, I want to stay focused on our next one, on the next venture, our next location. We're looking to go into Washington, D.C. And then from there, we're looking to open up something back home in Louisville. And that's it for right now. So
you looking to franchise, or you gonna continue to stay independent?
Well, I don't really want a franchise right now. I'd rather do partnerships. So, meaning like instead of us trying to do the franchise where we got to go through franchise fees and this and that, it's like, hey, you know, you live in Georgia, you want to open up a shop, you like the way we doing things, maybe we can partner up. I can come in, you know, we can see exactly what your vision is, what our vision is, and see can we put them together, and then we just partnership up and we try to open up wherever you at, and we assist you into making your shop a 5-star shop like the ones we already have.
Is the new location just going to be men, or are you going to bring the women back and have the connection of the beauty salon?
Well, this one, I want more female employees. I want a mix of, you know, if we have 6 chairs, I want 3 women and 3 men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just to kind of keep everything at that mellow, balanced level. And a lot of men now they like for a woman to groom them, and it kind of gives you that, you know, just that dope experience, that overall just dope experience. And because it's a man dominated field for the most part, women getting into it, being able to hold their own, it looks good for them. It definitely makes them feel good and confident. And you know, with the men, we get to learn stuff from women because they know different techniques. We know different techniques, and it really just builds your whole staff because everyone kind of learns off of each other.
Yeah, and it gives good energy.
Definitely gives good energy.
It gives good energy that for something, you know, just that presence. It makes men conduct themselves a different kind of way. The female presence, and vice versa. The male presence makes the woman conduct herself, you know, in a different manner, and it just vibes and balances off of each other.
Yeah. So like let's say for example, let's say me and you both we was barbers, we working in the same shop, but we had our own system going. And right after I got done cutting up my client, I was finished with my client, and then you came over and you just gave him a neck massage and you know, gave him like a quick facial. And then I bounce over to your client and then I start fading him up. Now we working together and they're both happy because your fade might not be as good as my fade, but at the same token, you're a woman. So your facial and your back massage is not gonna feel like mine. So to him, it's like, yo, I can't lose.
Right. And it probably, you know what, I do wonder, how receptive are men to getting massages from men?
Well, in the beginning, they was kind of like, you know, like, I don't know. But the trick is you just got to get them real quick. Like, hey man, let me just, you got a few minutes, and once you give it to them the first time, it's like, oh, all right. And
So
you know, the next week, you know what I mean? Then that's what you got. But if you ask them, you know, they'd be like, but now, you know, they might see it on social media or they might see it and they be like, hey, this is what I want. But mostly they like, nah, I'm straight. I'm good. But when you give it to them, just that one time, it's a wrap.
That's a wrap. You get one time, you hook like crack.
Yeah, just a wrap. Just that one time.
You over there tricking them into the massage. Now they can't. Hey, it ain't what you think it is. Real quick, let me just whoop, 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 whoop.
It's that just that one time. And then like when you get these muscles up under their eyes, it's a wrap. You got them. And then, you know, one thing that I teach all my guys is, you know, the best way to make it to the top is to do what other barbers won't do. See, most barbers won't do stuff like that. They ain't got, man, I ain't gonna do all that, man. I ain't doing this, man, no. And that's good, because then that just leaves a clear lane for us to hear, you know what I'm saying, that really, we want that, we got families to take care of, so we gotta do what we need to do to take care of these families. And you learn it anyway in school.
Right. So you might as well use it. Somebody like if they're teaching it in school, somebody somewhere is liking it.
Somebody and they love it. They love it.
So I feel you. Now you're the gold clippers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a picture and everybody in the shop had the gold clippers. Is that exclusive to your shop? Is that like a brand that you make everyone, or that not make, but is that a brand that everyone uses?
No, it was just no. They one of the number one brands, number one clippers out on the market right now. But no, it was something that I gave a lot of the barbers. They were just, but it is a top tier clipper, but they have them in gold, they have them in silver, they have them in black.
Okay.
It was just that gold was a fade, the fade that came through right before COVID. They had dropped gold clippers out, and they just look good.
They do look kind of crispy. They look all shiny.
They look good.
I was like, yeah, go get my hair cut. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but it look all right.
Yeah, they just look good. But they clippers though.
You said it's a good clipper?
Oh yeah, it's a real good clipper. It's definitely official. Yeah.
With things starting to gradually open back up from COVID, because I know everywhere is different. It looks different in every city that you go to. How do you feel like that's going to impact your business and the business ventures that you have or had going on pre-COVID?
Oh my goodness, man. Since the vaccination then came out, I've probably been more stressed out since the vaccinations came out now than back before. Because now we're just too busy. Like it was good when people was like coming out, but still kind of, But now that I don't have all the barbers like I used to, the four that I have, we just getting overwhelmed because it's staying so busy. So it's a good thing, but at the same token, to keep the ambiance real nice, sexy, and social distance, I have to turn around a lot of people.
Look who done joined the party.
Hey. Hey. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
So are you going to go back into the correctional facilities and start back the mentoring, or are you going to keep that kind of on ice for a while still?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to go back. I'm going to form another team. This time, instead of me going in, I look to have teams going into different locations and doing it more on, less hands-on.
Okay.
I just rather get a team to do it now.
Got it. Yeah. Before we close out, you got any questions, T? I asked them about what they want to do, what they talk about in the barbershop. He gave me the politically correct answer.
Oh, man.
Then one of our guests got on there and was like, "We not telling y'all." So
was it Moolah? I see he talking mess over there.
Nah, it was Nick. Nick Martin was like, "We ain't telling y'all nothing. And stay in your lane." So
whatever.
we don't still don't know
what
what
of the hour. What y'all be talking about?
I mean, we talk about the same thing y'all talk about.
No, we talk about men.
We don't talk about the same thing you talk about, boy. Well, what y'all be talking about? What's the thing?
We not beauty. We not stylists.
Okay. So y'all the ones that bring in the drama.
I'm the one who's looking for information from the other patrons.
Okay.
That friend. I got a friend.
Yeah, I got a friend.
So before we wrap up, where can everyone find you? Your handles, your hours, your location, your address. Give us all that information.
You can find anything you need to know on TrueReflectionBarbershop.com, at True Reflection Barbershop with 2 P's on Instagram. And then you can find me on my personal page, Juan Haircuts, on Facebook. And then we also have True Reflection Barbershop on Facebook as well.
Y'all can tell I'm not usually the one clicking this because I'm just clicking buttons and stuff popping up. We gonna see what happened. This is TaWanda's job. There we go. IG, follow, like, share. Facebook. Now your personal Facebook, you tend to respond pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite one. Is the Facebook Juan haircuts. Yeah.
And what is your address?
8403 B Richmond Highway, Alexandria, Virginia, 22191.
So if you are ever in the DMV area, go check out Mr. Juan Yates over at True Reflections Barbershop. Get the experience. Let them trick you into a massage. Get you a facial. get you a haircut. All that good stuff. Just get the ultimate experience. If you guys, thank you all for tuning in. Let me say, if you know anyone who has a Black-owned business a Black or brown business that you would like to have them on the show, please email me at justjoci@melanatednbusiness.com. We are here every Thursday. I will definitely review their information and contact them. Make sure that you follow us and go to our link tree and our website, Melanated N Business, where you can view and listen to all of our audio from previous guests that we've had on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and a couple other outlets, platforms. So if you don't have anything else, TaWanda with the tea, you want to give them some tea before they go?
I will give a little bit of tea since I was late. So let's say, okay, so this month is National Mental Health Month. I'll give a couple of tips on how to look after your mental health. So, one, talk about your feelings. Talking about your feelings can help you stay in good mental health and deal with times when you're feeling troubled. Two, keep active. Regular exercise can boost your self-esteem and can help you concentrate, sleep, and feel better. And three, is going to be the last one I give y'all today, is going to be eat well. Your brain needs a mix of nutrients in order to stay healthy and function well, just like the other organs in your body. Your diet, a diet that's good in physical health is also good in mental health. And that'll be my 3 for today.
Well, thank you for the tea. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in to Melanated N Business, where we highlight Black and brown businesses for the upliftment of the community, for the community. And again, we are here every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, like, follow, share. Follow us on IG, Melanated N Business, and follow us on Facebook, like, follow, share. And on that note, we will heart, like, I don't know, put your big eyes on there, do something. Just be on the page. But we thank you all for tuning in on this Thursday. And on that, we will say thank you and goodbye. And we are out.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one.
And thank you, Mr. Haircuts.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.